So if you're a business owner and you're running Google Ads, you probably have a certain way of doing things, right? A routine. But what if I told you that routine, that old way, is now the very thing holding you back? Because the entire game has changed. Today, we're going to break down this massive shift, from the old promise of ad management to the new reality of the AI agent. I want to start with this statement because, wow, it's pretty bold, and it cuts right to the heart of what we're talking about. For years, the dream that was sold to small businesses was simple. You can manage your own super complex ad campaigns in just a few minutes a week. Well, that dream is over. To really understand why this is such a big deal, we have to take a quick step back in time. For more than a decade, the idea of a 20-minute work week, famously championed by platforms like WordStream, was, well, it was revolutionary. And let's be really clear, this wasn't just some marketing hype. Back in 2015, this was a genuine game changer. It totally opened up the world of advertising. It gives small and medium-sized businesses a real shot at managing their own ads and actually competing without needing to hire a pricey agency. It worked. It was brilliant for its time. But that was then. See, the platform at the center of all this, Google itself, has gone through this radical transformation. The very rules of advertising have been completely rewritten, not by us marketers, but by Google's own artificial intelligence. Now, what's so fascinating here is how these three things have just completely changed the entire landscape. Google Ads isn't a manual system anymore. It's an AI-driven ecosystem. You've got smart bidding, performance max campaigns, this new broad match logic. It all means the platform is making thousands of tiny decisions every single second. So here's the critical point. That 20-minute weekly check-in, that manual tinkering we were all taught to do, it's like bringing a horse and buggy to a Formula One race. You just can't keep up with a platform that's running and optimizing itself all on its own. And this brings us to the core idea, the big philosophical shift that we all need to wrap our heads around. We have to stop thinking about our software as a simple tool and start thinking of it as an agent. And trust me, that difference means everything. So what's the difference? Well, a legacy tool, the old model, looks at your data and then it gives you homework. It says, hey, here are some suggestions, and it's on you to log in, review them, and click approve. An AI agent is totally different. It analyzes the data and then it executes the changes for you, 24/7, without waiting for you to do anything. I love this quote because it's just so direct. One approach creates busy work, logging in, clicking buttons, feeling productive. The other approach is focused purely on the outcome, the results. The agent does the actual work so you can get back to, running your business. And this right here, this is the perfect analogy. A map is useful, right? It gives you suggestions on how to get where you're going. But an agent actually gets in the driver's seat and drives the car for you, navigating traffic and making all the turns in real time. So this shift from a tool to an agent leads us to a completely new idea. If the old promise was to shrink your ad management time down to 20 minutes, the new reality is getting it all the way down to 0. And that's not an exaggeration, it's literally the goal. When you delegate the day-to-day execution to an AI agent, the time you spend down in the weeds making manual optimizations drops to 0. That frees you up for what really matters: high-level strategy. And this isn't just a concept. Look at the interface here. The AI is telling you straight up its purpose. I will continuously optimize on my own. That's a promise of autonomous action, and it's built right into the product's DNA. So what does that continuous optimization actually look like in practice? Well, in this one single example, for one campaign, the agent performed 105 different optimizations. Can you imagine trying to do that yourself? Tweaking 25 keywords, adjusting 35 bids, changing 45 ads, all happening automatically in the background? And these aren't just random changes. The agent is constantly fine-tuning every critical part of your campaign: your keywords, your bids, your budgets, your ad copy, reacting to the market and to Google's algorithm in real time, day and night. Okay, now here is a super important technical point, especially for anyone running ads today. Performance Max, or PMax, is kind of a black box for a lot of the older tools. They just weren't designed for it. But an agent that was built in the PMax era, it gets it. It understands it natively. It knows how to test different audiences and optimize asset groups, which is a huge, huge advantage. Okay, so we've got this new technology. It's more autonomous, it's more powerful, and it's way better suited for how Google Ads works today. So that brings up a pretty obvious question, right? What does it cost? Logically, you'd expect it to be more expensive. I mean, it makes sense. More automation, better results. That's got to come with a premium price tag. But this is where the model gets completely flipped upside down. The old way, that legacy tool that just gives you homework, often starts at almost $300 a month. The new way, the AI agent that actually does the work for you, is priced at just €49 a month. And here it is, you can see it right on the pricing page. It's a simple, transparent, flat fee. And that pricing tells you exactly who this was built for. It was built for small and medium-sized businesses that need powerful results without that big enterprise-level price tag. So the real takeaway here is this. The technology and the whole philosophy behind managing Google Ads have moved on. Sticking with a legacy tool in this new world means you're working harder for less effective results, and you're paying more for the privilege. It's time to upgrade your thinking from a tool to an agent. I want to leave you with this one final question to really think about. When you look at the software you're using to manage your ads, ask yourself, honestly, is it just giving you suggestions, handing you a map? Or is it actually in the driver's seat, doing the work and taking your business where it needs to go? The answer could change everything.